down of tonight.
So the ball that they're on 46 now. The Blackcats 1st and 10. Burchett under center. And here's the pitch to Cranen around the left side this time. Breaks a tackle and breaks a couple of tackles. Nice run there. He gets across midfield. Pick up of 5 yards on the play.
Number 3, Cody Mitchell, in on the tackle for the Shelby Valley Wildcats. The number 1, Tyler Johnson, had a chance for Cranen in the backfield and missed him. So Cranen was able to turn the corner and pick up a nice gain of about 5 yards.
2nd and 5 now. Burchett under center. Quick snap, hand off over the right side to Cranen again. And he gets inside the 45 down to near the 43. He's got another first down.
First down, Blackcats.
Pick up of 6 yards on the carry. So Prestonsburg moving the ball really well on the ground here to start the ball game. Burchett under center. Hand off around the left side. Here goes Cranen again. And breaks a tackle. He gets inside the 35. Finally driven out of bounds by Cody Mitchell. And he's down to the 36-yard line before he went out. So a pickup of 6, maybe 7 on the play. 7-yard pickup.
Cranen running hard and turning that ball upfield. Shelby Valley had a couple chances at him at the line of scrimmage, missed the tackles, and he turns it into a 7-yard gain.
Burchett takes the snap. Quick hitter up the middle to Setzer, and he's got a big gain. He's inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Another first down for the Blackcats.
That's number 19, Samuel Bentley, in on the tackle for the Wildcats, and Prestonsburg's moving it right down the field, Ken.
Well, they sure are. Burchett under center. Here's the pitch to Cranen on the sweep to the right. Here comes a flag in as Cranen, not much there, got a yard, maybe 2, a couple of yards on the play, but see what this flag's all about. Holding against Prestonsburg.
Probably on the tight end. Quick as the play was developing, the flag came out, so.
Back him up 10 yards. Back to the 37-yard line.
Those penalties like that, Ken's drive killers. Prestonsburg, they was getting in a good flow and just moving the ball down the field 3 and 4 or 5 yards at a whack, and then you backed up 1st and 20, so let's see if it affects them.
Yes, Burchett under center, and here's the handoff over the right side. It's number 39, Dalton Taylor, with his first carry. And let's see, he's down to about the 33, pick up of 4 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 14 right now.
.8:30 to go.
Here's a pitch back to Cranen over the left side this time. And nice tackle there. Tyler Johnson wrapped him up, took him down as Cranen tried to stiff arm him there, but Johnson, an excellent tackle.
We came up, took the blocker on, and shed the blocker and stepped right out to the ball carrier, and just like you said, super play.
Sure was.
They've had chances of making that play a couple times in this drive before and just missed the tackles, and that time they fought through the block, and Johnson made the play.
He lost 2 yards on the play. It's 3rd down and 16 now. Burchett looking for his first pass, and he's in trouble. And he's sacked way back at the 44-yard line. That's number 19, Samuel Bentley.
So just as we was speaking earlier, Ken, 10-yard penalty. Prestonsburg was moving right down the field. And the 10-yard penalty on the hold moved them back and forced them to punt.
Those penalties are drive killers. And going back to return the punt, number 8. I don't have an 8 on here. We're going to have to get some names here. Here's the punt, and it's going to roll and die right at the 6 or 7 yard line. Excellent punt for the Blackcats.
It's going to be right about the 6 yard line. So Shelby Valley is going to start out deep in their own end of the field, the first possession of the night.
Yes, they are.
We was out on the field earlier, Ken, and the field's a little soggy in places, especially right up the middle. So that's could bode well for the Blackcats with Shelby Valley starting so deep in their own territory.
Tyler Johnson takes it, hands it off over the left side and to about the 10 yard line, it looks like. I think that was Jonah Justice on the carry. Oh, Cody Mitchell on the carry.
Number 3, Cody Mitchell.
3 yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 7 now. Tyler Johnson under center, split backs. And hand off. That's Jonah Justice around the left side, and he's got a first down, but a flag down. And this one could be coming back all the way out to the 23 yard line. Nice run there by Justice, but it's a hold against the Wildcats, so that'll back them up. Glad you've joined us here on a Friday night for live high school football on the Intermountain Sports Network on WPRG Channel 5 and WIFX Radio 94.3. And boy, I tell you, it's a perfect evening weather-wise for football, Larry. Like I said, the field a little soggy, but the temperature is just great.
It sure is. This is what we've been waiting for all year. The last couple of weeks actually has been pretty nice weather, but we've started and had some pretty high temperatures earlier in the season when we started.
Yes, we sure did. Ball backed up now. It's 2nd and 10. Johnson's first throw, and he throws it out of bounds well over his intended target, intended for Brock Kenny out there, and he overthrew him, threw it out of bounds. So it'll be 3rd and 10 now for the Wildcats.
Yeah, a little miscommunications, I think. The receiver looked like he turned out a little square out, and quarterback thought he was going to run a fly pattern down the sideline.
3rd and 10 as Johnson lines up under center. Got 2 slot receivers. Jonah Justice, the lone setback. He's back and firing it deep down the left side, right side. Incomplete, intended out there for number 9, and we're going to have to get some players here. We've got a roster here from Shelby Valley from early in the season, and
don't have a number 9,
an 8 or a 9, and so we'll find that out here at the first opportunity.
So, Ken, both teams, their drive stopped by a holding penalty and forced a punt. Prestonsburg drove down the field into Wildcat end of the field and was forced to punt. And Shelby Valley had
Here's
to punt.
The kick. Good high kick, taken at the 43. Dalton Taylor, and he steps out of bounds at the 30, 33 maybe.
Going to be great field position for the Blackcats starting this second drive.
Boy, it is.
That's about where they was at when they had to punt the ball of the line of scrimmage. So
right, they're going to spot it right on the 35, so great field position for the Blackcats.
Kind of playing a field position game those first 2 possessions, and the Blackcats are coming out ahead right now.
Burchett in the shotgun for the first time tonight, and he hands it off to Cranen, I believe, and boy, he's breaking tackles, but good pursuit by the Wildcats. Nowhere to go. There's no gain on the play.
number 8, and that's one of the numbers that we don't have. And then also there, number 10, Dylan Hughes, made the initial hit and stop, and then had some assists by a couple of their players. So great ball pursuit by the Wildcats.
He did get close to a yard on the play, so we'll call it 2nd and 9. Burchett under center. And it's a reverse on the left side. Oh, nice move. And inside the 30 to the 28, that's number 7.
That'd be Logan Bryant.
Austin Gerhardt.
Oh, excuse me.
That's the wrong team.
I was looking at the wrong roster here, right? And number 4, Nathan Mullins. Ken, you was talking about the running back making a nice move. He had the play smelled out and just wasn't able to make the tackle.
3rd down and 2 now. Burchett takes it and gives it off to Cranen over the right side. He's got the first down and more. So he's down to the 23-yard line.
Just a little fullback dive and right up the middle.
Shelby Valley boys check them numbers. As 1st and 10 now for the Blackcats. Here's a handoff over the right side, and Cranen being gang tackled. Gets inside the 20. See where they spotted here. About the 19-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 now for the Blackcats as Prestonsburg now inside the red zone. Michael Burchett takes it, gives it off to Setzer up the middle, and he gets drilled after maybe a yard pickup. Okay, see where they spot it. Right at the 17. It'll be 3rd and 4 now. Here's Burchett taking it, and good job there by Jonah Justice and Tyler Johnson as Cranen nowhere to go. He stopped dead in his tracks there for no gain. It'll be 4th down now and 3.
Shelby Valley's defense stiffened up a little bit. First drive, the Blackcats was making 4 or 5 yards at a lick. Now it's 2 and 3. So,
well, this is a big play here. It's 4th and 3. 2:50 to play in the first quarter. No score. And Burchett keeps it. He's throwing it into the end zone. Touchdown, Prestonsburg. Yes, complete out there to Austin Gerhardt. Play action pass, and it worked to perfection as Burchett faked the handoff to Cranen, rolled to the right, and found Gerhardt in the end zone for the touchdown. Comes with 2:40 to play in the first quarter.
Prestonsburg just running. That little play action pass sucked those linebackers up, and actually Burchett could have run maybe for a touchdown.
I thought he was running with it. He had tons of room there. Here's the kick by Jamerson up, and it's good. So your score, Prestonsburg 7, Shelby Valley nothing. We'll be right back on the Intermountain Sports Network.
Welcome back to Prestonsburg. Prestonsburg Blackcats put in a score on the scoreboard, 2:40 to go in the first quarter, 7-0, and they'll be kicking off to Shelby Valley. And here with play-by-play is my buddy Ken Hall.
Thank you there as Clay Jamerson boots it away. Good kick, goes over the head of Logan Bryan and into the end zone. So Shelby Valley will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20. Prestonsburg leading it 7-0 with 2:40 to play in the first quarter. As the Blackcats a 35-yard drive after they held Shelby Valley back at their 6-yard line, had to punt it from the end zone, and Prestonsburg came out with great field position, like I said, starting at the Shelby Valley 35-yard line, and took it in a 15-yard pass from Michael Burchett to Austin Gerhardt. Tyler Johnson under center. And here's the pitch. Brock Kenny around the right side. And, oh, what a tackle out at the 24 there. Austin Gearhart.
Austin Gearhart
job.
went in low on the legs, right about the ankles, and he was finished.
He spotted up at the 25 as Kenny picked up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 Wildcats. That play looked like he was going to go for a lot more, Larry. Had some good blocking out there, but, boy, what a great play by Gearhart.
If Gearhart hadn't been there, he would have went for a lot more.
Austin, that Gearhart looked as fast as Adam Gearhart on that play.
Back in his young days.
In his young days. And here's the pitch going the other way, and there's the Prestonsburg defense to wrap him up immediately. Nathan Mullins on the carry, and who was that on that tackle?
I think it was either 28 or 38. I couldn't.
But a big loss all the way back to the 18, a 7-yard loss.
That was Clay Jamerson, number 28, in on that tackle. And he was there just as the man took the pitch. That play didn't have a chance.
Well, now the ball back at the 23-yard line, they're saying now. So it's 3rd and 7. Johnson, quick pass out in the right flat. Anthony Dameron with it. Breaks the tackle. He's up the sideline. Finally driven out of bounds, but he's got a first down out at the 36, and quite a job there by Dameron to break that tackle. Looked like he was going to be hit for no gain.
As number 20, Tyler Clark, made the initial hit and tried to push him out of bounds instead of wrap him up, and he kept his balance and tight walked that sideline down and picked up a big first down. Shelby Valley getting out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
So 1st and 10 Wildcats from their own 36. They break the huddle. Tyler Johnson under center. Cody Mitchell, the lone setback. And Mitchell gets it. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and gets out across the 40. Near the 42-yard line. Pickup of about 6 on the play. Good hard running there by Mitchell.
That's 28 Clay Jamerson and 36 Austin McKinney in on the tackle.
2nd and 4 coming up.
6-yard gain. Nice gain on first down. And he
Tyler
was
Johnson
slipping a little bit on that field there. He could have got more, Ken.
Could have. Here's Kenny in motion. It's a pitch to Kenny again. Turns the corner, gets across the 45, and he's driven out of bounds there. I think he's going to be just short of the first down. Had to get to the 46.
Yeah, that one, he just a little bit right at the 45. That was Tyler Clark, number 20, making the tackle, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. 27.4 seconds to go in the first quarter. Prestonsburg up 7-0. Been a quick first quarter, Ken.
Boy, it has.
Get two teams running that ball all the time. That clock keep it winding.
And Jonah Justice gets the handoff over the left side, and he should have the first down. It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. They might have to measure. The initial hit, Justice was hit behind the line of scrimmage, but he kept driving, and he's got it up close. So it's going to be first down.
Just across the 46. Still 19 seconds left on the clock as it begins to run now. Shelby Valley doesn't have to run another play in this quarter, and the way they're acting there, I don't believe they're going to. Taking their time, and
yeah, the quarterback's over.
Tyler Johnson's over on the sideline. Right. So with that, that'll be the end of the first quarter. Your score at the end of 1, Prestonsburg 7, Shelby Valley nothing on Eastern Kentucky Sports Leader, the Intermountain Sports Network.
Welcome back to Prestonsburg. After one quarter, Prestonsburg up 7-0 on Shelby Valley. Shelby Valley with the ball on their own 47, 1st and 10. So quick first quarter, first quarter, Ken, and both teams running the ball, and Shelby Valley is trying to put it in the end zone and tie it up.
Yes, here goes Brock Kenny in motion. The pitch, sweep to the right. He breaks one tackle and not much there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Could have been hit back there for about a 4-yard loss. Did a good job avoiding that tackle.
Yeah, he spun away from one tackler, and then number 71, Zach Key, was there to drive him to the ground. Short gain, maybe a half a yard, looks like. Bring up 2nd and 10.
I'd like to thank the stat crew from Shelby Valley here for getting us an updated roster. I saw one of the better plays in the first quarter there was the quarterback sack, number 19, and I thought that looked like B.J. Roberts there on the play, and it was. He had our old roster, we had him at 25, but that was B.J. Roberts. A nice tackle there in the first quarter.
What's his number, 19?
19 is B.J. Roberts. As back to play now, it's 2nd and 10 Wildcats. Johnson handoff straight up the middle. Cody Mitchell gets up to midfield and taken down. Pick up a 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now.
Number 20, Tyler Clark on the tackle. And Ken noticed that was a little quick hitter, and Shelby Valley seems to be able to gain better yardage just between the tackles. Prestonsburg seems to have enough speed to anything that if they try to run outside, they've been able to
get them.
Yeah, come up and meet them at the line of scrimmage.
Right. Johnson under center. 3rd and a long 6. Here's a quick pass out in the left flat, and great defensive play there. Pass completed to Chris Adkins, but nowhere to go.
That's number 3, Alan Cranon. And they had a back in motion, and kindly didn't let the back get out there. He was in motion to come out to be his blocker.
Be the blocker.
And he threw the pass out there before he got there. So Cranon just stepped in and made the tackle, forced a punting situation for the Wildcats.
Brock Kenny back to punt it. Boots it away. Nice kick, and it's fumbled, but Prestonsburg falls on it. Who is that young man there returning the punt?
Number 39.
That's
39.
Dalton Taylor.
Yeah, Dalton Taylor.
Taylor muffed the punt, but a good heads-up play just to fall on it there. A lot of times you see these kids try to turn around, try to pick it up and go with it, and they end up losing it, but he just got right back on the ball.
That was a hard punt to handle, too. I noticed the ball, when it was in the air, it just looked like a knuckleball. It didn't have no spin. It was just a float, and that's hard to catch.
That punt by Tim Wakefield with the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
And we've got a flag. Play stopped.
Probably going to be a false start. That's what it's going to be.
Going against Prestonsburg. That'll back them up half the distance to the goal.
Right.
From the 8 back to the 4. So it'll be 1st and 14 now for the Blackcats from their own 4-yard line. Dangerous territory here, Larry. It's, like I said, muddy in the middle of the field there, and you backed up deep. You got to hang on to that football.
Yes, you do.
And hand off up the middle, and nothing much there. They've got a yard out to the 5.
I believe that was Setzer, yeah, number 5.
1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 13 now.
Well, the only other time that Prestonsburg's been stopped tonight is they stopped themselves on a penalty. So here they start their 3rd drive with a penalty. So we see if they can overcome that one.
Burchett under center. And here comes Cranon around the right side. Turns the corner, but good pursuit by the Wildcats. He gets out to the 10, maybe the 11. Pick up 6 on the play.
That's number 11, Brock Kenny, and was that number 9, Anthony Dameron with him?
Dameron.
Yep.
Ball at the 11. That's going to leave 3rd down and 7. Clock running, 8:48 to play in the first half. Prestonsburg leading Shelby Valley 7-0. Burchett under center. And hand off to Cranon on the sweep to the left. And good pursuit once again by the Wildcats. He's not going to make it, so Prestonsburg will be forced to punt it from deep in their territory. And here comes a late flag in.
2 flags. Somebody either said something or...
Looks like it's going, so one official point in Prestonsburg's direction.
Well, I've seen one of Shelby Valley's players clapping their hands, so they think that it's against Prestonsburg.
Officials talking it over out here with 8:27 to play in the first half.
Unsportsmanlike against Prestonsburg. And unsportsmanlike against Shelby Valley. So
offsetting.
Offset. It's going to bring up 4th and about 3. And force Prestonsburg to punt. Don't think that those penalties mean very much, you know, because both teams had an unsportsmanlike, but the rule is, Ken, that 2 unsportsmanlike and you're automatically ejected from the game. So that's what those, they give the numbers, but those 2 players will have to watch that later on.
Well, Shelby Valley nearly got the block. He gets the punt away just in time, and it's going to roll dead at the 41-yard line. So Shelby Valley with great field position to start this drive.
Well, they kindly exchanged field position there, Ken. Shelby Valley in the first quarter, Prestonsburg held them deep in their own end of the field and took over on the 35 and ended up scoring the touchdown. So Shelby Valley returned the favor that time, holding Prestonsburg, and they're taking over on the 40, so we'll see what they can do with it.
I don't know about you, Larry, but my neck's getting a little stiff. We've been turned that one direction the whole night. The ball's never been on this other end of the field.
We're just going to need one end tonight.
Yeah. We call it like playing half court.
Yeah.
Here's Johnson back, firing it deep down the right sideline. And that's going to be pass interference there. Good call as number 20 for Prestonsburg.
I think that's Clark, isn't it? Taylor Clark.
Taylor Clark.
Yep.
Pass was intended for Lucas Simpkins down that sideline, and he just, the defender just bumped him, didn't let him run his route, and he was well past the line of scrimmage.
Well, and also the ball was in the air, so, you know, you can't, once that quarterback releases that ball, that's going to be 15 yards and automatic first down, so it's going to put the ball down on the 25-yard line.
First and 10 now, Wildcats. Simpkins split out wide to the left this time. You also got a receiver wide to the right. Can't see the number there. Johnson back looking to pass it. Floats it down the middle and overthrown, intended for Brock Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny lined up in the tight end position, just run a
good coverage there too by the Blackcats.
Run a little seam pattern. He's trying to hit him down the middle and is overthrown.
Second and 10 now for Shelby Valley from the Blackcat 25-yard line. Clock stopped 7:52 to play in the first half with Prestonsburg leading 7-0. Big game here. The winner will get the regular season district championship. Number 1 seed going into the playoffs. Here's the pitch back, sweep to the left, and nothing there. Good job by the Blackcats up front.
Trying to see, that was number 52, Matt Blevins. That he didn't make the play as far as the tackle, but he turned the ball carrier back into the middle to his linebackers. He done his job, and they was able to stop him for no gain.
That was Nathan Mullins on the run there for Shelby Valley. He's a wide receiver, ran the end around there, took the pitch. And Johnson under center. Got Adkins put out wide to the right, Chris Adkins. And here's a handoff to Brock Kenny. Nowhere to go over that right side. In fact, he lost a yard back to the 26. It's going to bring up 4th and 11 now for Shelby Valley.
That's number 28, Clay Jamerson, and number 5, Seth Setzer in on that tackle. And Prestonsburg defensive front 3 is starting to kind of take control of that line of scrimmage in this drive, Ken.
Wildcats going for it, 4th and 11. Kenny goes in motion. Johnson firing it deep down the right side, and off the hands of Anthony Dameron, or Chris Adkins, excuse me, the intended receiver.
Prestonsburg defense held, so they'll be taking over 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. 6:24 to go in the second quarter. Prestonsburg up 7-0.
So Blackcats ready to go here. Burchett under center. And hand off to the last man through. That's Cranen, and nothing there. No gain on the play.
Shelby Valley's front four just shut that one down. Everybody just caved that play in the middle, and going to give him maybe a half a yard on it.
As Burchett lining up under center. And that's Cranen, the long setback. Got two guys in the slot. No, this is Cranen coming around, taking it, going to the right. And he gets up to the 30-yard line. Pick up 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now coming up for the Blackcats.
It's number 15, Cody Varney, in on the tackle, and Ken Cranen wasn't a big game, but it was really an excellent run because he was patient, waited for his blocker to get out in front of him and give him a little room.
Here's the handoff to Setzer over the left side. He's running hard, but he's going to be short of the first down as he barely gets across the 35. Had to get beyond the 36 there to get the first down, it looks like. So it's going to bring up 4th and 1. They're going to measure, but doesn't look like it's even close from here.
Yeah, he's going to be probably the length of the football or more. I think Coach John maybe was wanting call for that measurement, really decide, give him a little more time to decide what he's going
to do here.
Right.
Be a little risky going forward here. Yeah, it's 4th and about a yard.
Yeah.
But
and the quarterback comes back on the field, so I think Prestonsburg's going to might try the old no play, and try to get Shelby Valley to jump off sides, but if they do decide to run, it's going to be a big play for both teams here, especially Shelby Valley, to be able to stop them down in deep in their own end of the field.
And now whistle blows.
I don't think the ball had been blown ready to play. Yeah.
Right. Now we're ready to go. 4th and 1. Burchett, long count. Yep, timeout. You think you're right, Larry. They were just trying to draw Shelby Valley off sides.
Right.
Wildcats didn't move, so we've got a timeout with 4:43 to play in the first half. It's Prestonsburg 7, Shelby Valley nothing on the Intermountain Sports.
Professors.
Looks like he's got it, Larry. Looks like they're going to spot it at about the 47.
Yeah, that's a gutsy play with Coach John.
Oh, that is.
He called for the measurement to give him a little time and went out and went no play to try to draw Shelby Valley off, and then called a timeout and maybe fooled Shelby Valley a little bit. They thought he was going to punt, and he come out and went forward and picked it up.
Picked it up, gave it to Setzer, and picked up 2 yards. So
we'll write that down. 4:28 to go in the second quarter, and we'll see how that plays out the rest of this ball game.
Here's Cranen trying to get to the outside, and Logan Bryant wraps him up there. Nice job over there by Bryant defensively, but we've had a flag down, and in that area again, Larry, where it could be holding.
Yeah, holding, or you could have every now and then you see a block below the waist in that area where the back comes out of the backfield.
We will find out here just in a moment.
Referee Brian Rattlefield tells us what it is. It's going to be a hold against Prestonsburg.
So that's penalty. Back them up 10 yards, and that's from the spot of the foul too, isn't it? He was
spot of the foul. That's
well
right.
Behind the line of scrimmage on that play.
That holding call has been Prestonsburg nemesis so far this first half.
Sure has. Backs them up to the 22-yard line. So we're really about, let's see. Got to get to the 48. It's 1st and 26. Here's a handoff up the middle. And another flag down. And boy, is that Setzer or Cranen? They just would not go down. Setzer.
That's Setzer.
He was hit numerous times and just kept driving. Got all the way out to the 31. But this could be coming back.
This could be a face mask. No, it's another hold.
Another hold.
Against Prestonsburg.
And that's really going to back them up.
That's going to be, well, let's see, that's going to be on the 22, so it won't be half the distance. They'll be taking them back 10 yards.
4 yards.
Yeah.
So it'll be first down and from here to Harold.
Yeah, first down and Banner.
And Banner, there you go. It's first down and Banner, Shane. It is first down and 36. And here's a sweep by Craning to the right. Ordinarily, that's a really nice gain. He gets about 11 yards out to the 23, but that's still going to leave him 26 yards, 25 yards short. But it's still 2 downs to go here. So he's replayed first down twice there after the penalties.
There's one thing about it. It's eating a lot of time off of that clock, but Prestonsburg doing this. So if Shelby Valley does hold them, there's not going to be much time left. 3:33 to go.
And here's Craning going to the left side this time. And he gets up near the 30. Jonah Justice, one of them in on the tackles.
Stays inbound, keeps that clock running.
Ball spotted at the 29, actually. So it's going to be 3rd and 19.
It's not too often, Ken, you see 17-yard gain on 2 plays, and you still got 3rd and 18.
Right, yeah, that's very unusual. And here's the handoff to Setzer around the right side, and he's going nowhere. B.J. Roberts, and he was at the bottom of that pile. Well, I tell you, this Shelby Valley defense got good speed on the outside. Brock Kenny.
Yeah, was it Kenny?
Brock Kenny, number 11, and B.J. Roberts all over that play.
Yeah.
Clock running, 2:29 to play in the half.
And Prestonsburg will be forced to punt on this 4th down. I don't think they're going to go for it more than 13 or 14.
Is that Burchett punting it? I know Bobby Hughes was their punter. It is Burchett.
Yep.
He gets off a good high kick, not very deep, but taken by Logan Brown at the 45. He breaks a couple of tackles, fighting hard. He's reversed field about 3 times, but finally taken down, and here's a flag down back at midfield. See what this is about.
Logan Bryant reversed field 3 times, but he never did go over 3 yards.
No. See what the call is. It's
blocking the back
on Shelby Valley. Wildcats would have had really good field position there to start this drive at their own 45, but it's going to take them back now to the 33-yard line, 34.
34. Minute 57 to go in the first or the second quarter. Last possession Shelby Valley had, they tried 2 or 3 pass plays, so I'm sure that that's what they'll.
Tyler Johnson under center. Hands it off. That's Jonah Justice around the left side. He gets up to the 40. Tackle there before he got out of bounds, so the clock continues to run. Pick up 6 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4. Clock down to 1:40 now to go in the first half. Prestonsburg leading Shelby Valley 7-0. As Wildcats break the huddle. Tyler Johnson under center. And here's a handoff again to Jonah Justice. He fights forward. He's close to the first down.
I think he's going to have it.
And here comes another late flag in.
And that's going to be something said in that pile.
Looks like it's going against Shelby Valley, I believe.
I think it
The
is.
Shelby Valley players there seem frustrated.
It's a personal foul, so.
So that's huge. That'll back them up 15 yards, and they probably had the first down there too, Larry. So
yeah, I think they did had the first down and been up close to midfield with a minute 10 to go, and they could have tried something in their passing game. So now they're going to be backed up and
back all the way back to the 29.
Right.
Where they'll repeat. Looks like they're going to repeat second down. That actually happened after the play. Looked like they would have measured.
Well, it must have been during the play because he didn't give the dead ball personal foul. He just gave a personal foul. So.
And now we've got an official timeout.
I think maybe they're going to talk about that.
Yeah, they did change it to third down. So it's 3rd and 16.
Okay.
Kenny going in motion. Johnson hands it off. And nowhere to go for Nathan Mullins. And Prestonsburg takes a timeout here with 40 seconds to go in the half. They're going to get the ball back here and watch for them maybe to go for the block punt here, Larry. Only 40 seconds to go.
Well, you're deep in Shelby Valley's end of the field, so if you do rough the punter, it's just going to be a personal foul, automatic first down, 15-yard penalty. So that would be a good play to try.
Good time to try.
Yeah. Penalties has killed both teams this first half, hasn't it?
Well, they have. Both of them hurt themselves badly with penalties. Well, Larry, we were able to string together another crew to go to Paintsville tonight. Charlie Pinson, Danny Van Hoos, and Wayne Fugit down there.
I'm telling you.
Ashland and Johnson Central playing. And going into the season, we thought, boy, that'd be a good one there to cover. But Ashland has really struggled this year, and Johnson Central's 7-1 on the year. Looking tough. Here's the kick. Got it away.
And they did hit the punter, and flag is down, but I think that probably is going to be running into the kicker instead of roughing the kicker. He didn't didn't go down. Coach is going to have to work on with his punter there a little bit on his acting. When you get hit,
yeah, you got to go down. You got to fall hard.
That's it. Twist and turn and holler out.
Yeah, they call it the roughing version.
Well, I think they did. So.
I believe they did. So it'll be an automatic first down. Ball out at the 47-yard line, but the Wildcats now with only 30 seconds to go in the half. Big number 70 getting the crowd fired up over here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he's
who is that?
See if we can pick his number up here, number 70.
Daniel Gillespie.
Daniel Gillespie.
Here's a pass out in the flat to Logan Bryant. And good tackle over there by Prestonsburg. Matt Setzer right on top of him. Bryant tried to make a quick cut there, and Setzer wrapped him up, took him down.
Yeah, tried a little flanker screen, and Prestonsburg had that one read.
We got a timeout now, Shelby Valley, with 12 seconds to go in the half. It's hard to believe, Larry, but only one more week in the regular season of high school football. Next Friday night will be the last night of the regular season, and then we'll start the playoffs 2 weeks from tonight.
Oh, it's flown by, hasn't it?
It sure has.
Everybody getting geared up for those playoffs. It's kind of a new system on the playoffs this year. The teams we play in the first 2 rounds in district. Used to always before you'd go out of district and play, but under the new
Tyler Johnson back. He's going to fire it deep down the right sideline for Chris Adkins. And Austin Gearhart went up, almost picked it off.
Yeah, under the new formation of the districts and realignment, the number 1 and number 4 seed and number 2 and 3 seed in each district will play each other, and then the winner of those 2 games will play against each other, and then in the third round, you'll travel out of the district. So it's all a new system for us this year.
I kind of like to call it a new sucky format. I don't like it.
I don't either.
You see these teams just play each other. They did this last year, I think, in district, and you see some matchups the last week of the season. They come back and play the following week. But here goes Jonah Justice on the run, and he picks up about 10 yards, and he's taken down, and that's it as time runs out in the first half. As your score here at halftime, it's Prestonsburg 7, Shelby Valley nothing. We'll be back shortly with some halftime stats and comments right here on Eastern Kentucky Sports Leader, the Intermountain Sports Network. And welcome back to Prestonsburg High School. Ken Hall, Larry Cecil, Shane Murray, and Donnie Ray here as at halftime it's 7-0 Prestonsburg over Shelby Valley on a muddy surface out here. Not a lot of offense in the first half, Larry.
Sure not. Just as you said, 7-0, Prestonsburg up, and that touchdown was scored early in the first quarter. First for the Shelby Valley Wildcats. Justice had on the rushing side, Justice had 5 carries for 26 yards. Kenny had 4 carries for 9 yards. Mitchell, 3 carries for 10 yards. And Mullins, 3 times for a -1 for a total of 44 yards on the ground. Johnson was 3 for 8 in the passing game for a total of 16 yards. So a grand total of 60 yards for Shelby Valley the first half on 23 plays. On the Prestonsburg side of the ball, Cranton had 12 carries for 64 yards. Setzer carried the ball 8 times for 28 yards. Taylor carried 4 times for 10 yards. Gerhart 2 times for 12 yards. And Burchett 1 for -2. That was a sack that he had. So 112 yards on the ground for the Blackcats. And in the passing game, Burchett was 1 for 1 for a touchdown, and that's the only touchdown of the game, and that touchdown was received by Gerhart for 17 yards. So Prestonsburg run 27 plays for a total of 129 yards. They doubled the yardage on Shelby Valley, but that's still it's been a defensive game this first half. But actually, more or less the defense. It's been the team stopping themselves on penalties, Ken.
Yeah, a lot of big penalties at crucial times.
We didn't have the amount of the penalties. I was looking on their stat sheet here. I was interested to see.
They didn't want to use up all the ink.
Yeah,
the printer.
Yeah, they've been more penalties than was the rushing attempts probably. So let's see, Shelby Valley be receiving the ball this second half. Prestonsburg will be kicking off. Shelby Valley be going toward the scoreboard and see if they can break that goose egg on the board and put some points on the boards.
We've got Logan Bryant back deep in the middle there to return. Dylan Hughes to his left and Brock Kenny to his right. Hughes and Kenny up at about the 12-yard line. And Logan Bryant back at the 5. Clay Jamerson getting ready to kick it away. Glad you've joined us here for live high school football on Channel 5 and WIFX Radio tonight.
These two teams fighting for the #1 seed in the district going into the playoffs in a couple of weeks. So big game for both teams.
Here's the kick. Bounces off Bryant's chest, and he falls on it out at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, he was wanting to pick that one up and run, but he had number 52, Matt Blevins, bearing down on him pretty hard. He decided he better just get down on the ground and cover that one up. That's right.
Good heads-up play there by Bryant. Tough kick to field there. He took a bounce, and he tried to field it on the bounce. And bounced off of him. But
This end of the field ought to be in pretty good shape, Ken. This is the first time we've been down on this end.
Boy, it is, isn't it? First time tonight. Ball at the 22, 1st and 10, Shelby Valley. Tyler Johnson under center. One receiver split wide each way. He's back looking to pass. Quick pass out on the left side here to Lucas Simpkins, and he's driven out of bounds out at the 29-yard line. Is pick up 7 on the play.
Just a little quick hitch out and picked up, you said 7 yards. That was number 3, Alan Crandon, on the tackle. So Shelby Valley's going to have it 2nd and 3. Just starting the second half.
Shelby Valley breaks the huddle. Johnson under center. Long count, and gives it off to Jonah Justice over the right side. And he's running hard, gets all the way out to the 35. It's a 1st down, Shelby Valley, 6-yard pickup for Jonah Justice. Jonah Justice, a senior for the Wildcats.
Number 71, Zach Key, getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Blackcats on the tackle.
First and 10 at their own 35 for the Wildcats. Johnson under center. He's got Chris Adkins wide right, Lucas Simpkins wide to the left. Brock Kenny going in motion. And it's an inside handoff, and nothing there. Let's see, who was that? Nathan Mullins, nowhere to go.
That's number 36, Austin McKinney, and one of his fellow linebackers. I didn't get that number, but they'd run that play before Shelby Valley had the first half, and Kenny and they just stepped up and sat down where they should and just waited for the play to come to them, made the tackle.
2nd and 10. Johnson back. Quick pass out in the right flat, goes right through the hands of Chris Adkins. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10 now. Nice pass out there to Adkins. He just mishandled it.
That was the same play that you ran the first play of the half, except it's on the right side of the field instead of the left. And Prestonsburg giving him a big cushion, you know, if you just make that little pass.
Had a nice gain there.
Right, yeah. That's they're giving them 5 or 6 yards anytime they want to on that little pass. You just have to make the catch.
So 3rd and 10 now. Johnson under center. He throws it again out to Adkins. He catches it this time. Can't turn the corner, though. He's driven out of bounds.
And here comes a flag.
Going to be a flag. Coach Saunders over there with the officials.
And I don't know which way it's going to go. Coach Saunders seemed to be upset. He thought he had a late hit out of bounds.
And let's see, we still haven't signaled the call. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike, Shelby Valley.
I don't know what that is, personal foul, unsportsmanlike.
That's what he signaled.
I know that's what he signaled, but
it's one or the other, isn't it?
A personal foul is a late hit or a flagrant contact foul, and a unsportsmanlike is, you know, saying something to the other player or something. So anyway, it's 15 yards against Shelby Valley. So
they were going to have to punt it anyway, but they would be punting from their 40-yard line instead of their 25. So
right.
Backed them up 15.
Prestonsburg should come out of this with great field position.
Brock Kenny back to punt it. Boots it away. Line drive, taken at the 41-yard line. Alan Crane coming to the right
set up on his side.
And they're going to get a block in the back here. And he breaks a tackle, heads down the sideline. He could go. Nice move. B.J. Roberts takes him out at the 2, but it's coming back.
Yeah, we've got a flag down here at midfield.
What a run by Cranen.
He had the wall set up on this side, had 5 or 6 blockers, and wasn't really necessary for the block in the back. He just
no, it wasn't.
He already had that corner turned. The man could just sealed that defensive man off, you know, and he'd already had it turned upfield. So just picking up where we left off the first half. Both teams has had a possession and both of them had a penalty called. So.
Major penalties to start the half here.
Right.
We've yet to play 2 minutes. Played 1 minute 44 seconds in the half, and already an unsportsmanlike on Shelby Valley, and then a block in the back by Prestonsburg.
More penalty yardage, and they've picked up positive gains, haven't they?
Backs it up to the 40. 1st and 10, Prestonsburg from their own 40 now. Their first drive of the second half. First possession.
That's still pretty good field position starting on your own 40.
Yes, it is. Michael Birchie under center. Gives it to Cranen on the sweep to the left, and he's out running people. Nice run. Gets up across the 45 to the 47. Cranen having a fine season.
He was run out of bounds over there by number 35, Tanner Tackett, after a gain of about 7. And again, Shelby Valley had a shot at him back in the backfield for a loss,
right.
And he just made a move away from the tackler and turned it upfield.
Here's the pitch back to Setzer coming to the right side. A lot of blockers over here. He's across midfield and down to the 40 of the Wildcats before being driven out. Yes, nice game. 13-yard pickup for Matt Setzer, or Seth Setzer, I'm sorry.
How many times you ever seen that old power sweep, Coach Drossett called that? He's called that many times.
I've seen that a few times.
I'm telling you, that's his signature play.
As Burchett getting the offense set here, reverses. He moves Dalton Taylor and Cranen into the backfield from the slot positions. Here goes Cranen off the right side, and he gets down near the 36-yard line, pick up a 4 on the play.
And Ken Prestonsburg come out this second half, this initial drive, and they look like they did the first half when their first possession. They just moved the ball right down the field and got down deep in Shelby Valley in the field and end up getting a holding penalty and backing them up 10 yards and stalled the drive. So,
oh no, that's Cranen coming off the field slowly.
Yeah, he got.
Looks like it's going to be okay.
Kind of holding his head or something. Maybe got hit and maybe got a little. Got hit in the neck or something, maybe.
Here's a handoff up the middle. Setzer, boy, what a tackle. B.J. Roberts, I believe it is. That is.
B.J. Roberts made a nice tackle. Setzer was getting ready to be off to the races.
Looked like it, didn't it?
I'm telling you.
That's a way to wrap up on a tackle.
Get those arms around that guy and squeeze him, and he's going to go down.
B.J. Roberts, only a sophomore, Larry. He's a fine-looking football player. Here's the handoff to Cranen around the left side. Logan Bryant gets him. Dylan Hughes comes in to finish him off there. Good job by Bryant and Hughes stringing that play out.
Yeah, when he turned that corner, it looked like he had a lot of room, but the speed of the Shelby Valley defense closed the gap on him that time and held him. It's going to bring up 4th and 1.
4th down and 1. They get a drive football on the field here for this big play. This is a huge play coming up. 4th and a long 1.
Prestonsburg's 1 for 1 tonight on 4th down. They had a 4th down earlier and went for it and made it.
And he gave it to Setzer, and great line surge. He's got plenty to spare there down
another
to
flag.
28, and another late flag.
Another flag. 2 flags. And that's probably, it's going to be a dead ball foul, so I think Prestonsburg picked up the first down.
Officials talking it over here.
Dead ball personal foul, Shelby Valley. So that's going to be half the distance.
Shelby Valley takes a timeout now, as putting the ball all the way down to the 14-yard line. So 7:20 to play in the third quarter. It's 7-0 Prestonsburg over Shelby Valley on the Intermountain Sports Network.
Welcome back to Prestonsburg. Prestonsburg up 7-0, 7:20 to go in the third quarter. Prestonsburg down on Shelby Valley's 14-yard line and driving, Ken.
And here's a pitch back to Cranen around the right side. Turns the corner, gets inside the 10, and guess what? 2 flags on the field this time.
2 flags, that's right.
It's double or nothing.
I'm telling you. That's going to be a hold against Prestonsburg.
Well, it is. If we had any 5-yard penalties, yeah, we had one illegal procedure down here in the first half, and I think everything else has been 10 to 15 yards or more.
Everything's been major.
Major. Yes, bringing it back to the 24. It'll be 1st and 20 now.
I think they're just trying to get their stats run up a little bit. You gain 10, you back 10, you gain 10 more.
10,
Looks good.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
looks
got a
good
lot of
in the
rushing
stats.
yardage.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's the handoff once again to Cranen. Jonah Justice hits him. He breaks that tackle, and boy, a nice tackle, Logan Bryant. Really wrapped him up, got him by the ankles, and took him down.
Well, Logan, he's most of the backs outweighs him a little bit, but he's learned the technique of tackling. He just gets down in there around their ankles and legs and takes them out, and then can't run on a flat tire.
He's played a fine defensive game, and he's got good speed too. Like you said, good technique on those tackles. And here comes Cranen to the right side, and Brock Kenny fights off the blocker and wraps him up with some help there from B.J. Roberts and Tyler Johnson. But boy, good job there by the Wildcat defense. Lost yardage that time, back to the 20. So it'll be 3rd and 16 coming up.
Yeah, that was 39 for Prestonsburg. Dalton Taylor,
Dalton Taylor.
He was out there in front blocking for him and done a good job of because it could have been easily blocking the back that time also.
And here's a handoff to Setzer over the right side, running hard. He's taken down at the 12.
Number 27, Lucas Simpson, and number 11, Brock Kenny in on the tackle.
And there's a flag down. Guess what? Holding on Prestonsburg. My.
Well, I didn't see that one. Must just fell out of their pocket.
You got to call something when that flag's there. But a lot of penalties tonight.
Ken, we've got 5:52 on the running clock in this third quarter, and each team's had one possession so far.
Right.
In this third quarter.
Prestonsburg still on their first possession.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Birch it back, firing it deep down the left side, just threw it up in the
Jump
air.
ball.
Logan Bryant bats it down. Good defensive play. That was intended out there for Austin Gearhart.
Right, the pass just a little short, and it was a jump ball, and Gearhart more or less went up and knocked it away from Bryant.
4th down and 20.
And let's see, we don't have a flag.
We want to recount.
Yeah.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 20. Too far to try a field goal, and no use to punt it from your own 25. So here we go. Burchett takes it, pump fake, rolling to the right. B.J. Roberts. Oh, no, that's number 15.
And
he may have had a face mask there.
I think he's going to bring him down by the face mask. I think this is going to be a 15-yard automatic first down, maybe.
Cody Varney. I don't know. Officials talking it over here.
Well, Varney and 5-yard variety.
Yeah.
But it'll be a replay of the down.
Or he gets to replay the down, so
Right.
it'll be
5 yards from the end of the run, and it'll be a replay of the down. So give Prestonsburg another chance to convert, and it's still going to be
4th and 20, looks like.
yeah, 4th and 20, because
Mark it off from the spot of the foul, looks like.
Right. Well, they want to talk this over again and decide what to make sure they get this right. And it's going to be a 5-yard variety, so it's going to bring up right back
4th
to
and
the
21. They were at the 24 previously there, so
right.
got to get to the 4-yard line for a first down. So 4th and 21. As Taylor goes in motion, Burchett back looking to pass, deep down the right side for Gearhart, and nearly picked off by Lucas Simpkins. And good thing he didn't hold on to it. He probably would have stepped out of bounds there with it, or gone down, but they're going to take over back at the 25 instead of the 2.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If he had caught it, you know, and stepped out of bounds, it'd have been on the 2. So it was the best thing for him to do to knock that one down.
Good defensive play, though. Great position there. He went up there and swatted it away.
Of course, you get a chance for one of those interceptions, you want that on the resume.
You want that, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Pad that resume.
Yeah, that's it.
Like the old ball coach at Georgia Tech that had the Notre Dame job, and then what was his name? They found out he had padded his resume too much.
Oh, yeah.
Never coached a game for the Fighting Irish.
Didn't know who he was.
And here's a handoff to Jonah Justice, hit in the backfield for a loss.
That's number 71, Zach Key, in on that tackle for a loss, and Zach's had a fine game tonight there on that front four for the Blackcat defense. We've called his name several times.
Been a key player.
He's been a key player on that. That's for sure.
2-yard loss for the Wildcats. It'll be 2nd and 12. Ball at their own 23-yard line. The clock winding down here. 4:45 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Coach Saunders might tell that offensive line they need to key on him.
Right. Jonah Justice again trying to run there. Broke a couple of tackles, but not much yardage. Out to the 26. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 now for Shelby Valley. Prestonsburg still leading it 7-0.
That was number 56, Nathaniel Stevens, on that tackle for the Blackcats. 4:14 to go, 3rd quarter. Prestonsburg up 7-0. That touchdown was scored early in the, I think maybe 2:40 to go in the 1st quarter.
Johnson back, quick pass out in the right flat and threw it behind Chris Adkins, incomplete. So Shelby Valley forced to punt it away once again.
That same little play's open out there. They just need to connect on that. That's 5 or 6 yards anytime they want to throw that ball out there. And Ken, we got that crank out of her neck this time because we're all down on this end of the field.
High snap. Kenny pulls it in, gets it away. Good high kick. Makes a nice roll for the Wildcats. Going to roll dead at the Prestonsburg 44. Yeah, you're right. Neck's a little stiff the other way this half, and Prestonsburg will be taking it that way. So
Prestonsburg taking over on their own 44. The second possession of this second half, and their first possession they started on the 40 of their own. So they've had great field position this second half. Forced Shelby Valley on a 3 and out. Punt and got the ball back. So
look here at Clay. Here's the pitch to Setzer around the left side. Nice gain across midfield down to the Shelby Valley 48. Pickup of 7. Look here at Clay Jamerson's haircut there. Now, what I think his dad Dewey Ray would look good with that.
I think he would too. Yeah, that's what you call a mohawk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a mohawk.
Yeah.
Dewey Jamerson would look good with that.
I've got that reverse mohawk.
Me
and you
both. We both have, haven't we? Yes, we have. All right. 2nd down and a short 3 for the Blackcats. Handoff up the middle, and it's a first down as Cranen breaking tackles, gets inside the Shelby Valley 40 to the 39, a pickup of 9 yards on the play.
Well, now, if Prestonsburg can maintain this drive and stay away from those penalties, they'll take this one down and put it in the end zone. That's what's more stopped them the last drive they had.
Oh, yeah, they get those.
Don't know how many penalties they had, several. But they seem to come out at the beginning of each drive and just move the ball, and then they start getting those flags. So
here's handoff to Setzer, and here comes the flag. Not much there for Setzer this time. He gets down to the 34, about a gain of about, well, let's see what you're going to do here.
It's going to be a hold Prestonsburg. And most of these penalties that's happening, Ken, is behind the play or away from the play. You know, it's
right. That has to be so frustrating for a coach when you get those big penalties and when you don't need them. I mean,
right.
You know,
yeah.
You see a lot of times you see these offensive linemen and in the NFL get holding calls, and they do it to protect their quarterback. They know if they don't grab the guy, but when they do it and it's unnecessary and kills a big play, it's just very frustrating.
Right.
First and 18, it looks like. Here's Cranen over the left side, finds a hole, but oh, what a tackle. Logan Bryan again. Great defensive play.
I'm telling you, that kid has played a whale of a ball game tonight.
He sure has.
They need to stay away from his side because there's not much happening on that side of the field.
Right. I think Logan's fast enough to cover both sides, though.
Well, we've seen him on both sides of the field. We've seen his speed before, that's for sure.
Yes, we have. Boy, he's quite a basketball player, too.
Yes, he is.
Second down and 15. Burchett rolling to the right, looking to pass, fires it out for Gearhart. Oh, great effort there. Gearhart nearly pulled it in with one hand. Burchett led him just a bit too much. And Logan Bryant back there on the coverage. He's everywhere.
I'm telling you, he's like Santa Claus, and he's everywhere.
Yes, he is. He and Dylan Hughes back on the coverage.
And him and Gearhart was one-on-one. If Gearhart had caught that one, it would have been up to Logan to keep him out of the end zone.
It's going to be 3rd and 15 now for the Blackcats. Ball at the Shelby Valley 44-yard line. Burchett in the shotgun this time. Two receivers to the right, and a sweep. Oh, great tackle there. That's 35. What a play.
Number 35, that's Tanner Tackett.
Wow. Big loss, 5 yards.
Well, Prestonsburg had run that play, putting the back in motion and handed off to him several times, and Shelby Valley seen what was happening, and Tackett exploded through the line and just made a big tackle, and it's going to force Prestonsburg into a punting situation.
Yes, Burchett to punt it. Gets it away, good high kick. Taken by Logan Bryan, and he slips down, trying to make a move, reverse direction, and his feet went out from under him.
I thought we was going to get to see that speed that time. He was getting ready to make a move on that defender.
Yes, he was. That field pretty slippery down there. So Shelby Valley backed up to their own 16 to start this drive. Only 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, of a ball game here tonight, 7-0. We expect it to be a fine, hard-nosed football game, but we expected a little more scoring than this, Ken.
Yes, we did. Wildcats break the huddle. Tyler Johnson under center. Here's a pitch back to Brock Kenny. Around the right side, and not much there. Gets up near the 20. Because, you know, this Prestonsburg defense has just been outstanding all year, Larry. They've not given up they gave up 14 points to Betsy Lane in the opener. And those points all came late in the game against the second string, and haven't given up more than 12 all year except the Beechwood game.
Right.
And even held that very good Pikeville team to 12 points a couple weeks ago. So
well, and
they're a very good defensive ball club.
in one of their losses, they held, I think, Breathitt County to 12 points.
12-7, that loss, yeah.
Right.
Hand off up the middle, and who is that? Brock Kenny. Got a couple of yards out to the 22. That's going to leave the Wildcats with a 3rd and about 4, it looks like.
Nathaniel Stevens, 56, in on the tackle for the Blackcats. And that could be the last play of the 3rd quarter. It's 18 seconds on the running clock, and
yeah, it looks like the Wildcats are going to the sideline here, so that'll wrap us up for the 3rd quarter. Your score at the end of 3, it's Prestonsburg 7, Shelby Valley nothing. We'll be back in just a minute on the Intermountain Sports Network.
Welcome back. 7-0 Prestonsburg and Shelby Valley at the end of 3. And Shelby Valley's be having the ball, what is that, 2nd and 4 from their own
3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 from their own 22-yard line. That's right. So
big play here for the Wildcats. Johnson under center. And ball evidently on the ground. Prestonsburg's got it.
Well, that was a funny looking play. I've not figured that one out yet.
I don't know what happened there. Missed timing on the snap or whatever, but so Prestonsburg takes over in great field position. They'll recover the fumble at the Shelby Valley 25-yard line.
Well, I never did see who fumbled the ball. Did the quarterback ever get the ball, or is it was just a fumbled snap, maybe?
I'm not sure what happened there.
I think the center might have snapped it before the quarterback was ready.
Right, none of the line had moved either. Here goes Craning over the right side. Nice game inside the 20.
Anyway, that's a huge break for the Blackcats, recovering the ball on the 25-yard line and then pick up about 7 yards on 1st and 10 play. So huge turn of events in this game for the Blackcats.
Yes, it is. 2nd and 3. Here's the pitch to Setzer around the left side. Breaks a tackle. He's inside the 10, running hard, down to the 7.
Jonah Justice and Dylan Hughes making the tackle, but Setzer down, be 1st and goal, Blackcats, and
back it up to the 8.
For the 8, yeah. And this is the first play we've had tonight, Ken, with 11 minutes to go in this game. 1st and goal.
First time that it is, isn't it?
Yeah, first play tonight inside the 10.
And it's already in the 4th quarter. Here's Burchett under center. And off to Craning up the middle, and he's going in. Touchdown, Prestonsburg.
Never was hit until he crossed the goal line.
13-0 now, Prestonsburg, as we await the extra point attempt by Clay Jamerson. Good blocking up front on that play. Quite a surge.
Just a little trap play and completely moved the Shelby Valley's defensive line, and I think maybe you could have went through that hole, Ken.
Yeah, I believe I could have. I wouldn't be there yet, but I'd be almost through it.
You think it could have held their block that long?
And Jamerson puts it straight through the uprights. 14-0 Prestonsburg now with exactly 11 minutes to go in the ball game as the Blackcats in control here. We'll keep it right here this time, Larry. And we'd like to send out our best wishes to Dr. Don. Most people out there know about Dr. Don's injury. Had an accident during the Apple Days parade and broken foot and broken leg, and he's had surgery a couple of nights ago. Surgery went well, but it's going to be a long recovery, and we wish Dr. Don the best.
Yes, we do. And go over these sponsors makes all this possible for these football games. We've got Maynard Insurance, Appalachian Wireless, Carl D. Perkins Job Corps, Microtech Internet and Security, Pikeville Medical Center, Johnson Industries, Charlie Pinson Insurance, East Kentucky Miners, Kids World Child Care, Craig Dameron Furniture, and Pikeville College. And we sure like to thank all those fine sponsors.
Cash in a dash there in Whitesburg, too.
Yeah, cash in a dash in Whitesburg.
We can all use some of that in a dash.
Well, I don't know about the cash, but now Prestonsburg scored in a dash on after that turnover that time, didn't they?
What, three plays, I think?
3 plays. That's making the team pay, and that's the first turnover of the ball game.
Yes, it was. 14-0 now as Jamerson boots it away, a line drive. And the whistle stops the play. Guess what? We got a flag on the field. Evidently offside Prestonsburg, more than likely.
Yeah. Yeah, Headline's been through that penalty, and he has the kicking team, line of scrimmage. So back Prestonsburg up 5 yards and to the 35 and re-kick.
All right, next week we're closing out the last Friday night of the season with 3 ball games. We've got Irvington, Virginia at Jenkins. The big knockdown drag out expected over at Belfry, Johnson Central and Belfry, and then we're also going to be up at Shelby Valley to cover Shelby Valley and Breathitt County.
That should be a good game also.
Should be. Jamerson boots it away, high kick. Logan Bryant takes it at the 20 and taken down out at the 30. Good kick coverage there by the Blackcats.
Yeah, they hemmed that young man up fast, because if he got a chance to turn that speed on, they could have been seeing what number was on his back.
Right.
One of those here I come, there I go deals.
There I go.
Yeah.
Out to the 32-yard line.
10:53 to go in the ball game, and Prestonsburg stretched the lead out to 14-0 after the fumble recovery. And I think Shelby Valley has called a timeout.
They have 10:53 to play in the game. It's 14-0. Prestonsburg over Shelby Valley on Eastern Kentucky Sports Leader, the Intermountain Sports Network.
It's bringing up second and about 11. A yard loss on the...
Is a loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11 for Shelby Valley. Back-to-back plays with a ball on the ground for Shelby Valley.
Yeah,
Coach Saunders not wanting to see that.
Didn't put it on the ground at one time the first half.
And now Johnson drops the snap. Wow. Wildcats really struggling to hold on to the ball here.
Shelby Valley got back on it, so it's going to bring up 3rd and
12. Lost another yard on that one.
Right. Not what the Wildcats needed this drive after the Blackcats had put the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. They needed to come out and answer with a score of their own.
As we're ready to go. On the ground again, Nathan Mullins under center, and he lost the ball, and then he falls on it. So Shelby Valley, 3 consecutive plays on this drive. They didn't even run a play. I mean, just mishandled the 2 snaps there by the quarterback, and then Jonah Justice on a handoff there, the ball popped loose. So,
that's 4 straight plays that they fumbled the ball.
They put it on the ground.
That's right. Prestonsburg recovered the ball when they put it on the ground the previous drive, so Shelby Valley is forced to punt. 8:53 to go on the running clock. They're down 14-0.
Brock Kenny boots it away. And it's fumbled by the Blackcats. Ball still on the ground.
And Shelby Valley recovers it, I think.
I believe they did. Yep, official signal Shelby Valley. So Prestonsburg's first turnover of the night.
That's number 7.
Well, I got the new roster here.
Yeah, I've got Logan Bryant, but that's not him. Could be Anthony Dameron, maybe.
I don't think so. Don't have one even. Okay, up here, Justin Campbell.
Justin Campbell.
It's number 7.
Well, you know, the field's been a little soggy and wet, and we're getting kind of late in the night. And the dew's probably settling in a little more.
Oh, it is. I was up on the top of the press box here at halftime talking with Freddie and Linda James. They were talking about how damp it is up there. Said It's not raining, but said our clothes are even wet with the moisture in the air. So it's pretty wet out there. Cody Varney in the quarterback now. He's back to pass, fires it quickly out the right side, caught by Chris Adkins, and a fine defensive play there. Wrapping him up, number 20 of the Blackcats.
That's Taylor Clark, I think, yes. And that's that little pass play that's been open all night for Shelby Valley. That's a pickup of 6, and like we said before, that's 5 or 6 yards anytime they can complete that one, and then it's left up to the receiver to break that tackle, but Clark was made a sure tackle that time and stopped him after 6 yards.
This is, I said Cody Mitchell, that's Cody Varney at quarterback. Varney under center. He's back, firing it deep down the right side for Adkins and thrown out of bounds. Adkins covered there well by Taylor Clark.
Clark was right there on that one, and the pass was thrown out of bounds anyway, so Shelby Valley's trying to get that air attack going here and get some numbers on the board and get back into this game. They're down 14-0 with 7:52 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they caught a real break getting that turnover on the punt because Prestonsburg had possession there. The way that ground game's been working, they could have ran most of this clock out.
That's for sure.
And it's on the ground again.
Prestonsburg
Clay Jamerson comes up with it. So Prestonsburg will have it 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. A huge turnover by the Wildcats.
This game's had a lot of turns and twists there for a while. Everything we're seeing on the ground was yellow.
Right.
And now everything we're seeing on the ground is the ball.
Is the ball.
I'm telling you. Going to have to get those ball boys on the sideline, get them some dry towels and get them started cleaning those balls.
Here's the handoff over the left side. That's Cranin. Nice defensive play there by Tanner Tackett. Tripped Cranin up. He proceeded on 2 or 3 yards more, but good job getting him by the ankles.
Prestonsburg started this drive with 7:36 to go. Let's see how much time they can take off the clock. And clock's getting critical now for the Wildcats, down 14-0.
2nd and 8. Burchett under center. Here's the pitch to Setzer, sweep to the right. Good blocking out there, but guess what? We got a flag. Is good pursuit by the Wildcats. Not much of a gain there. It's Logan Bryant once again in on the tackle.
Right, and it's going to be a hold Blackcats. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 if they decline the penalty, or they're going to back them up.
10 yards back to the 30-yard line.
I might have considered declining that penalty because that just gives them another down to run more time off the clock. You had them 2nd and long, 2nd and 8. So
need to get it back in a hurry.
Well, it would have been 3rd and 8. It's 2nd down now.
All right. Here's sweep to the left, Cranin, and he's going still on his feet. Lucas Simpkins back, trips him up. Yes. Huge gain by Cranin. We've got a Prestonsburg player down back here at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Cranin coming around the end, and one of the defensive players for Blackcats tried to take his feet out, and Cranin just sat down on him, and his knee never did hit the ground, and he got up and went right on down the field.
Going.
Everybody kind of paused when he went down. They thought he was on the ground, and officials right on the play done a great job not blowing the whistle, and a huge gain by Cranin.
Darren Lawson, I believe, the young man down out there. Clock stopped with 6:31 to play in the ball game. Prestonsburg in control here, leading at 14-0. They've got got it now at the Shelby Valley 31-yard line. So looks like this could take a while here with the injury timeout. So with that, we'll send it back to the station for a break and be back. It's 14-0. Prestonsburg over Shelby Valley on the Intermountain Sports Network.
Back to Prestonsburg, 6:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Prestonsburg with the ball driving, and take it away, Ken.
All right, hand off to Setzer. He spins at the line of scrimmage and gets down to the 28-yard line. Pick up of about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 now for the Blackcats.
Number 51, Darren Lawson, was shaken up on the previous play, but he come off the field with a little hitch in his get-along, but he was under his umpire, so sure we'll see him back in the game shortly.
As here we go. Merchant hands it off to Cranen around the right side. He's got nice blocking and picks up another first down all the way down to the 20-yard line.
And Prestonsburg is taking control of this game now, Ken. They're just blowing the Wildcats off the ball, up 14-0, and threatening to put more points on the board. So Wildcats has been on the field. Their defense has been on the field a long time this second half.
Well, they have. Most of the half they've been
sure
out there. Offense has been unable to get anything going, any sustained drives, and then in this fourth quarter had all kinds of problems holding on to the football.
Yeah, they couldn't even get a clean snap, much less gain any yardage.
And Burchett pitches it back to Setzer as he gets drilled, and what a tackle. Tanner Tackett did a nice job wrapping up Matt Setzer.
And throwed Setzer for a loss of about 3 yards.
Well, somebody for Shelby Valley timed that snap and was across the line of scrimmage as soon as it was snapped and hit Burchett. And good job by Burchett to be able to pitch that ball back to Setzer.
Sure was. They blew that play up from the start. That was a linebacker. I didn't see which one it was, but as a linebacker, a blitzing, and
Bound to have been Lawrence Taylor. Quick as he got in there.
Well, they could use Lawrence tonight at times, couldn't they?
Absolutely. Who couldn't use Lawrence?
That's right.
Maybe the greatest football player to ever put on pads. As Cranen on the carry to the right. Not much there. Picks up maybe 4 yards. That's going to leave 4th and long for the Blackcats.
Well, they're just working on the clock now. They're making sure they even if they run the sweep, stay in bounds. 4:20 on the running clock, and they took over with 7:36 to go, so they've took 3 minutes and a half off the clock so far this drive.
3rd and 9. Merchant under center. Here's the pitch. Setzer on the sweep. He's running over people. He's inside the 5. Nice tackle down there by Dylan Hughes to save the touchdown.
Yeah, it was Hughes definitely saved the touchdown. Setzer had that head of steam up and smelled that goal line, lowered that shoulder, and Hughes stepped in and knocked him down on about the 4, so it's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 4. Not very many goal line plays tonight, Ken.
No, there haven't been. Blackcats about to put this one in the win column. We've got a timeout. Shelby Valley, exactly 3.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Prestonsburg with 1st and goal when we come back on the Intermountain Sports Network. Play here at Prestonsburg High School. Prestonsburg with a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line with 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Cranen gets it, and he's wrapped up immediately. May have lost a yard on the play. Let's see. Cody Mitchell wrapped him up. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5, but Prestonsburg's got it under control here, Larry. Leading 14-0 as we hit the 3-minute mark to go in the ball game, and ball at the 5, threatening to score again.
Yes, Shelby Valley's not showed any signs of offense at all this second half. Matter of fact, the last 4 plays that they had the ball, they've fumbled the snap.
Here's Burchett under center. Pitch back to Setzer around the left side, and Jonah Justice stops him. and get some help to take him down, but good play there by Jonah Justice.
Well, there's one thing you can say about this Shelby Valley defense. Prestonsburg, like you said, they're in control and down threatening to put it in, but now they've stiffened up, and that's 2 times they've stopped them inside the 5-yard line.
Right. I'll tell you, we talked earlier there about how great this Prestonsburg defense has been all year. Shelby Valley defense has been excellent tonight.
It sure has.
And like you said there earlier, they've been on the field most of this second half, and they're still playing tough.
Well, Prestonsburg's 2 scoring drives have been a 35 and a 25-yard drive.
Right. Craning up the middle again, and nothing there again. Good job up front by the Wildcats.
Prestonsburg recovered a fumble on the 25 and scored this half, and in the first half they held Shelby Valley deep in their own in the field and forced a punt, took it over on the 35 and scored. So 2 short fields, and Prestonsburg taking advantage of both of them, and those 2 scores that's on the board for them tonight.
Craning a little shaken up there, coming off the field. But Blackcats have just about ran the clock out here. It's down to 1:45 to play.
Started this drive with 7:36 to go, so it's been an excellent job of clock management.
Well, it has. 4th and goal. It's Setzer, and he didn't get in.
He's going to be stopped short.
Down at the 1.
So hats off to the Shelby Valley defense. Down 14-0, minute 30 to go, and they stiffened up and said, "You're not going to get in here," and they've held them out.
Excellent job.
Now this is the critical part. They're on the 1, and they got to have a clean snap.
Yeah, right. With the struggles they've had in this 4th quarter, holding on to the ball.
The back end of the ball almost tipping the goal line.
Is Tyler Johnson back in at quarterback now. He's quick step and fires it out to Simpkins on the left side. He's trying to break free and taken down out near the 10. Did get the Wildcats out of the hole. Clock never did start, Larry. There it goes.
There it goes. Kelly was over adding the yardage up, wasn't he?
He's trying to figure out how many yards they had to go to reach the end zone.
He
took a while.
Might have been figuring out where he's going to get that cup of coffee at after the game.
Here's Johnson throwing it out, this time on the right side, complete to Chris Adkins. And he gets out. A nice job there, taking him down by Taylor Clark.
Yeah, he was trying to get up the
kept him
field.
from getting out of bounds, too. So
right. That
keeps that clock running.
Adkins should have just picked up the first down and run out of bounds to save time, but of course he'd have stopped, moved the chains in on the first down.
Johnson under center. Takes it. Quick pass out in the left flat once again to Simpkins. He's got it, but nowhere to go. Driven out of bounds there at the 23, about a 4-yard pickup. Stops the clock with 48 seconds to go.
Prestonsburg's defensive backs just playing back in prevent, keeping everything in front of them as they should. Has Prestonsburg had a shutout this year, their defense?
Not sure. It may have. We got their record over here. We can check that out. Johnson throwing it complete to Chris Adkins on the right side, and he's taken down before he got out of bounds again at the 30. They're going to stop the clock to move the chains.
Prestonsburg shut Paintsville out earlier, 28-0.
Okay.
And they held Bath County to 7 points and Morgan County to 7 points. So
I tell you, their defense has been tremendous all season. And handoff straight up the middle. Jonah Justice, a big hole. He's across midfield into Prestonsburg territory at the 45. A 25-yard run by Jonah Justice. Stops the clock with 18 seconds to go as they move the chains. Shelby Valley are at the line of scrimmage ready to snap the ball.
They'll probably spike it to stop the clock.
Get The chain set, and here we go. Quick pass right flat to Adkins. He makes a move and taken down at the 39, and that's going to do it. Shelby Valley's out of timeouts, I believe. So the Prestonsburg Blackcats win it by a score of 14-0 to claim first place in the district in the regular season here. They'll have the home field advantage in the playoffs. And congratulations to Coach John DeRossi and the Blackcats. Another big win, 14-0 over district rival Shelby Valley. Coaches meet here at midfield talking, and teams out here shaking hands, greeting each other. Fireworks going off.
I'm telling you.
The Blackcats playing their first game here without their leader, Larry. Bobby Hughes been a quarterback. In fact, I think he's been the starting quarterback here the last 3 years. I think he started as a sophomore and went down with an ACL injury a couple weeks ago and done for the season, but the Blackcats continue to roll behind this strong defense.
I'm telling you, and Burchett done a fine job at the quarterback position. You know, he didn't make no spectacular plays, but he didn't hurt his team, and I'm sure that's what Coach John was expecting from him.
As we've got some stats here, and they've got a presentation out here on the field.
First of all, we would like to present the defensive back awards for players of the game for both teams. First, for Shelby Valley, defensive player of the game, number 20, Jonah Justice.
Defensive player of the game for Shelby Valley, number 20, Jonah Justice.
I think it was defensive back, they said.
For Prestonsburg, number 7, Austin Gearhart.
Austin Gearhart for Prestonsburg.
The defensive lineman of the game for Shelby Valley, number 35, Tanner Tackett.
Tanner Tackett, defensive lineman of the game for Shelby Valley.
For Prestonsburg, number 5, Seth Setzer.
Seth Setzer, defensive lineman of the game for Prestonsburg.
Offensive lineman of the game for Shelby Valley, number 50, Zach McCoy.
For Shelby Valley, offensive lineman of the game, Zach McCoy, number 50. And for Prestonsburg, Matt Blevins, number 52, the offensive lineman of the game.
Offensive back players of the game for Shelby Valley, number 11, Brock Kenny.
Brock Kenny, the offensive back of the game for Shelby Valley.
And for Prestonsburg, number 3, Alan Cranon.
And Alan Cranon for Prestonsburg, number 3.
Allen had a fine game tonight. I was looking at some of these stats. He had 158 yards on the ground.
Wow.
Great game.
He's had a great season.
Yes. So that concludes the trophy presentation. We'll go over these stats real quick. First off, for the Shelby Valley Wildcats in the rushing department, Justice carried the ball 11 times for 58 yards. McKinney 6 times for 16 yards. Mitchell 3 times for 10 for a total of 86 yards on the ground. In the passing department, Johnson was 10 for 17 and for no touchdowns and 69 yards. And Johnson had 10 catches tonight, Ken, 10 catches for 63 yards. So that's a total of 155 yards on the offensive end for the Wildcats. And for the victorious Prestonsburg Blackcats, the district champion, will be the number 1 seed going into the playoffs in a couple weeks. Cranton had 29 carries for 158 yards and a touchdown. Great game by the young man tonight. Setzer was 20 carries for 81 yards. Taylor carried the ball 4 times for 10 yards. Gearhart 2 for 12 for a total of 259 yards on the ground tonight for the Blackcats. And in the passing game, they was 1 for 4, Burchett was, but that one pass was a big one. It was a 17-yard touchdown pass to Gearhart for a touchdown. So a total of 276 yards for the Blackcats. And Ken, defense was strong tonight. Another shutout. That's the second shutout on the season for the Blackcats. And
quite an effort.
Yes, it was.
We appreciate you being with us here for live high school football on Friday night, right here on the Intermountain Sports Network on WPRG and WIFX 94.3. And for those of you tuned in, stay tuned. In a little bit here tonight, you'll be able to watch the tape delayed bases on Channel 5. Ashland Paul Blazer and the Johnson Central Golden Eagles. And then tomorrow, Saturday, 6 o'clock kickoff, 5:30 pregame, the Pikeville College Bears taking on West Virginia Tech at home. That'll be live coverage on Channel 21. And be sure and tune in for that. So that's going to wrap us up here, Larry. It's been enjoyable.
Yes, it has. A great game, just exactly what we expected. And we want to wish both of these teams well in the playoffs. Won't be seeing them again before the playoffs start, but hope they represent their schools, and I'm sure they will well in the playoffs.
Right. In fact, we could be back here in about 3 weeks to watch this same matchup again if things play out as they very well could.
Yes,
they're number 1 and 2 in the district, and we'll see what happens down the road. So that's going to wrap us up. For Darren Steele, engineering things back at the TV station. For Donnie Ray and Shane Murray on camera. For my old sidekick over here, Larry Cecil, this is Ken Hall saying thank you and good night.